Hi everyone, it's Tracy Matthews of Flourish and Thrive Academy, and I'm here with Robin today.
Hello, I am Robin Kramer from Flourish and Thrive Academy.
Yay, and we are here today. We decided we've been getting a lot of questions about the Multiply Your Profits course, and so in lieu of our regular Tuesday blog post, we decided to do this fun little Skype interchange between the two of us to talk about some of the questions that we've been getting. So Robin, aren't you so excited for Multiply Your Profits coming up on May 7th?
I am so excited. I can't wait for the jewelry designers to dive in and really streamline their business and get some best practices in place.
Me too. I think I'm so excited about this, Rob, because when I first started my business, when I didn't have any employees, when I was just starting out, I kind of was just making stuff up as I went along. And had I had this information right at the beginning, things would have been so different for me. I would have reduced a lot of frustration that I had. I would have been profitable a lot sooner. I would have had a lot more money and understood the importance of paying myself, which was something that I think a lot of designers forget about. And even when I started implementing this much later in my business, it was still one of the main things that helped me really get to a point where I could make solid business decisions and increase profitability. And overall, I think the most important thing was really paying myself an actual paycheck, which came much later down the road instead of just taking draws or scraping up whatever was left over at the end of the day. And I'm just so excited to kind of teach everyone what I've learned and what you've learned in your time working with designers and companies like Dog-Eared, etc. Aren't you?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And it really makes such a difference no matter, and we'll
Right.
dive into this a little bit with these questions, but no matter where you are in your business, it's so important to look at what systems you have in place and how you can just make things easier for yourself. Bottom line.
I totally agree. And my favorite part really is understanding the numbers, because I think for a long time, the numbers really scared me and I didn't want to look at them, and I kind of pushed them to the side and ignored them, and just kind of was like, all right, well, whatever. I'm plugging along. I can pay the bills and stuff like that, but not really understanding exactly where I stood with my numbers and what it all meant anyway. So I'm really excited to teach people about this. And I'm even more excited because we have such a kick-ass team of contributors joining us to help develop this stuff. It's amazing. Amazing
Contributors.
All right, so should we talk a little bit more about what people have been asking and kind of dive into it? Why don't you tell us first, give a little rundown of what the course, how we describe the course, I guess, and what it is. Just the short version.
The short version, the little mini summary. Well, it's a multimedia course, and it's specific for jewelry designers.
Yep.
And it's really about road mapping and structuring their business for maximum profitability and freedom. And those are the two of my favorite things: money and freedom to do what you want. Right?
This is true. I've known you for a long time, and I would say that those are your two favorite things.
Because you can't, well, I'm so excited about it. I can go on and on about this course. But it's 6 weeks, and we're gonna help you, empower you to step into that role of being a CEO. And what is, kind of really dive into what a
Right.
CEO is and why it's important for you to be a CEO.
And you shouldn't be afraid to be a CEO. It's not as scary as you think.
And also, we're going to share with you the systems that we have used, and not only in the business that we've done, but also what we've done to help jewelry designers and in our coaching and mentoring, and what a difference it's actually made for them too. So
Awesome.
it just getting better and better.
Yay. So do you want to state the questions then, and we can go back and forth answering?
I love doing this because, Tracy, you being a designer and actually having your own business, not only having your wholesale business, but now having your custom business, you really are so relatable to what we're doing. And I know doing these courses actually really helps you in your business too.
Yes. Well, I always wish that there was something like this. I mean, that's why we developed it. And I think the most powerful thing that I can say about this information that we're sharing with you in Multiply Your Profits is really that when I set my second business up like this from the get-go, and I want to really be clear, like I am a solo business. I have one guy who helps me, and I have a couple of virtual assistants. I don't have the staff of people coming around, and I have contractors that I work with, but I am a solo business, and I've learned how to have a profitable solo business where I am not doing everything by using everything that we're going to teach you in this course. So I want to be really clear about that, because I know a lot of people are thinking, well, it's just me. Like, I don't need to learn how to hire a team. Well, you kind of do, even if you're working on your own. And it's different than you think, and that's why we want to keep you to keep an open mind. So we're gonna talk a little bit more about that later, because we don't want this interview to run too long. But let's get started with the questions. What do you think, Rob?
I think that's perfect. Perfect. So my first question is for you, Tracy, is laying the foundation course a prerequisite for, so our first course, laying the foundation,
right,
is that a prerequisite for this course, this second course that we're launching, Multiply Your Profits?
Multiply Your Profits? No, it absolutely is not a prerequisite. And we have set, so laying the foundation, our volume 1 course, and Multiply Your Profits, our volume 2 course, we developed them as two separate courses that can be taken on their own or in conjunction with each other. And they really benefit each other. But if you haven't taken one, you can certainly take the other, because they deal with two very separate aspects of a jewelry business. One is really laying the foundation of your branding, the structure of your sales and your marketing, which is our first course, which we won't launch again until January of 2014. And then this course is really about the insides of the business and what makes it run smoothly and like a well-oiled machine. Right. Like a well-oiled machine. We like that, right? So do you want me to ask you the next question? Do you want to trade off, or do you want to just ask the questions and we can both answer? What do you think?
Well, why don't I ask the questions, because I like it.
Okay, perfect.
So when I want to know when the Q&A calls are. What if I can't make it? So, and how can I ask questions if I can't make it on the call?
Great question, Robin. So the Q&A calls that we are holding, that Robin and I are doing, are always on Thursdays at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So if you're on the West Coast, it will start at noon Pacific time. And we do it kind of like in the middle of the day, so that people who are in Europe can catch us, or people who are behind Pacific time can catch us. We understand it's not convenient for everyone. Some of you it might be the middle of the evening, and we apologize that we can't do a time that everyone can be live on call. However, everything is always recorded that we do. So anything you have, like the access to the materials, like you're not going to lose them. They're always going to be there. All of our trainings are recorded. All of our bonus materials recorded. We recommend that you try to be there live, because you have the option and possibility to talk with us one-on-one and to really get feedback from us, which is what we've been told has been pretty invaluable for a lot of designers. But if you can't make it, you can always email your questions in advance to our support email, and we make sure that we answer all of those questions on the call. Did I get everything?
You did. I'm going to just add to it that we use a system called Instant Teleseminar.
Yes.
And what's great about it is that you can sometimes we'll use slides on some of the presentations.
Yeah.
So in addition to our Q&A calls, it's good to know we have bonus calls.
Lots of bonus calls, and we're lining up even more than we are advertising right now, so it's awesome.
And we do encourage you, if you can make a call live, there's nothing like speaking to somebody,
Yes.
and being able to ask the questions live. But we absolutely will answer all the questions, and Tracy and I have been known to run over sometimes to make sure that the calls and questions get answered. So.
Yes. All right. Let's keep going.
These calls, you get to ask anything in these calls?
Anything about the program, anything about your jewelry business, anything that we can help you, right?
Absolutely. And are they an hour, 30 minutes?
Oh, the calls usually run about 2 hours. And like Robin, like you said, sometimes we go a little bit over if we need to. We try to stay on the 2 hour mark, but if we need to go longer than that, we will. And if people aren't asking questions, we definitely end early, but that has never happened. It's always skewed longer, so.
Okay. Well, Tracy, I'm just starting out in my business. Is Multiply Your Profits the right course for me?
Great question, Robin. So someone was emailing us this question the other day, and we thought we'd answer it live because we know a lot of you are just starting out, or you're maybe thinking about starting a jewelry business, or maybe you have an Etsy shop and you're trying to get online in your own website or whatever, or maybe you're thinking about wholesaling or whatever. So like I said, when I started my business, it was just me before my first wholesale business in 1998, had I had this information in the beginning and used the material that we're giving over and over, my life would have been a lot easier, number one. Number two, my business would have ran a lot more smoothly. And I also would have probably had a lot better relationships in my life at the time that I was just starting up, because I was under so much pressure and stress, and I was so overwhelmed with everything that I was learning that having these tools and this information would have taken the complete learning curve out of it for me and allowed me to set my business up the right way. And I call it the right way because, yes, there are a lot of right ways to set up a business, but there is one main theme that kind of runs through that, and it is definitely based on mindset and creating best practices and systems and understanding financials and understanding like how you relate to other people in your organization eventually. Even if you think that you're never going to hire someone, you're probably still going to have support in some way. And it might even just be a bookkeeper, right? So to understand like how all of these things thread together and the importance of acting like a CEO and working on your business and not in it all the time. And of course you have to work in your business when you're just starting out, but you'll understand why it's important to play between both roles.
And I think you bring up a really good point, because you might not be hiring somebody,
Yeah.
but you've got your teenage kid who wants to help out.
Right.
Some social media. What does that look like? Or they're going to go to UPS or the post office to take some packages for you.
Right.
And they're going to package them up. What does that look like?
Right.
So it's any type of help. It doesn't have to be somebody you like hire. So,
well, I love that you say that, because my sister has a family business as well, and their kids like help them with like packaging orders, and like they have a completely different business, but it's some like logo branded stuff, and the kids help them like assemble the little things that they're shipping out. So it's like, you never know. I mean, not that we endorse child labor, but just saying, like it's a family business. They get allowance for helping out with the dropping off the packages, right?
okay, well, Tracy, I've been in business for 10 years, and I feel really disorganized. I like my business as it stands, and I like my business. It's a but it's at a standstill. Whoa, I kind of need to repeat that over, don't I?
Do you want to say the question again?
I've got a 10-year-old business. I'm completely disorganized. My business is at a standstill.
There you go.
Is this course going to teach me anything? Because I've been around for 10 years.
Well, I think this is great, because we just had a designer who's been around for 10 years sign up yesterday, didn't she?
She sure did.
Yeah, we're not going to say who it is, but yeah, so I've known her, and Robin's known her, and she signed up, and she's been around for a long time. And this is like, I was before the 10-year point when I actually like hired the consultants who came to work for me. And this is, it's never too late. And I think that's kind of like what we want to emphasize. It's like, if you still want to keep your business going and you're having trouble kind of getting to the next level, learning what we're going to teach you in this program is going to help you tighten things up. It's going to help you. I mean, over time, like when you grow a business, you end up having like incurring extra expenses, or like, overhead maybe that is unnecessary, or maybe you're doing something in a way that's not that efficient, that you could probably create a new way of doing it, or a way that works for your company that will help streamline it a little bit more. And understanding like all these principles of how to really grow your team and have the most efficient, cost-effective team, which I love. I loved it when we were like working on that first video too, because like one of the first videos for the module 1, because we talk about the difference between CEO and maker mindset. And I can tell you, like, all the examples we used were me at one point. It's so funny. And how I've shifted and changed my mindset. So ultimately, what we want to do is teach any designer, regardless of the stage that you're in your business, how you can have maximum profitability, because that's really the important thing. And I'm going to give you just a really short story, and I've talked about this in our private discussions and our Q&As for our other courses. But when I hired these consultants, I did the math, and I realized I had about $66,000 in overhead every month. And when I actually looked at the number, because I didn't understand that at first, I was just like, oh, we're paying all this money, but I didn't have a clear vision of like where all the money was going and like what it was actually going to, and like why we were like shipping $100,000 orders and then there was nothing left over. Like I didn't understand it. When I got clarity on that and saw what I was like paying out in bills every month, you know, because I had someone else paying the bills, but like no one ever questioned me on it. They just said, you need to reduce your expenses, but no one like really told me how or where. We were able to cut our costs in half.
Wow.
So, and just by using the stuff that we were talking about. And anyway, so I thought that when I look back at those numbers, I thought it was like really powerful to see kind of like where I was and like how much I was able to reduce just with like just a little effort. It wasn't even that much work, and we saved so much money over time. So it was really good. Yeah.
Also, it's a really good point, like asking oneself, when was the last time you actually took a vacation?
Right.
And actually didn't work on your business while you were
I know.
vacation, you know, an actual vacation. So I think that's really important to also, these
Right.
are things we're going to be addressing.
Yes.
So Tracy, is Multiply Your Profits course ongoing, or is this the only time I can take it?
So the course it's a 6-week course. So what that means is that we're going to be involved with you for the 6 weeks that it's going on. However, the course is always ongoing. Once you pay for it once, you have lifetime access, and guaranteed over time the price is going to go up. We are, I feel like we're giving this away. I paid so much money for this information when I had my consultants for 2 years. I should do the math really quickly. And I paid them $1,500 a month. So let's see what that is.
And if somebody hired either you...
$36,000 I paid them.
That adds up.
That adds up. So,
You know, Tracy and I, you know, I think it's really important to say that we do have clients that we work on one-on-one.
yeah.
And what we really want to do, because we know that starting out or, you know, budgeting for consultants, it's tough.
It's expensive.
We really wanted to provide information, and this is just...
At a low cost.
It's so fantastic. And what we mean by ongoing, this is lifetime access.
Yes.
So you get to access if you decide, oh, I need to review Module 2 again, and, you know, it's September, the course ended in June, you're going to be able to do that.
Yeah, you have, and we keep the course website open, with the exception of when we're redoing it for the next round. So we're going to be offering this course once a year. Like Robin said, lifetime access. You can also work at your own pace, which I think is really important. We run it for 6 weeks because we want to make sure that we're available to answer any questions and to be present in our Facebook community and stuff like that. And because we do have other businesses besides this, and additionally we work one-on-one, as Robin said, with our mastermind students, while we're doing the course, we're like totally focused on you guys, but other times we have other people that we are working like one-on-one within their businesses. And then also I'm working on my own jewelry business, and Robin has her other businesses that she also works on. So we want to make sure that you have access to us, and that's the reason why the course runs over a 6-week period. And then one more thing about that is that we release the content over a period of time so that when you receive it, you're not totally overwhelmed. I mean, it's set up in a logical way so that each module builds on the next.
It's so cool.
It's so cool. Oh, and then I want to say one more thing is that when we run it next time, once you pay for it, you're eligible for all of the updated content, anything that we revise, any new bonuses or speakers that we bring in. So like once you're a member of Multiply Your Profits, you're always a member.
So Tracy, does that mean if I took Multiply Your Profits this time and next year, can I pop on the calls too?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Awesome. So I have a question about outsourcing.
Outsourcing means a lot of different things. And I think a lot of people really get confused that we're talking about having your jewelry manufactured in China or India or somewhere else. That's not really what it means. Outsourcing just means that you're not doing every single thing in your business, and you're setting up your business so anyone can walk into it and take over. So outsourcing would be like any sort of independent contractor you eventually hired, or a bookkeeper, or a virtual assistant. Like we work in Flourish and Thrive, and for my jewelry business, I outsource all of our social media, and I have someone else do it. We are active on the pages on Facebook and stuff like that, but a lot of like the busy work that gets involved, you know, we have writers who we work with to develop the content and stuff like that. It's all done by someone else because like we're here to be present for you. We don't have time to sit there and, you know, spend time with you on Twitter. So we have literally an assistant who works on Twitter all day with people on Twitter, you know, or, you know, our other social media channels on Pinterest or whatever. So, and Facebook, we are actually live on Facebook sometimes, but when we're posting our hard content. Other things, what are some other things that people might outsource? Well, we do, I want to mention the thing about labor because I know a lot of people are like, well, I really enjoy making the jewelry. Like, I don't want to not make my jewelry anymore. Big question. And we're going to go into detail very specifically about this and when it's time to let go of that hat and when it's time to actually keep it on. Because for some people, it does make sense to always be making the jewelry. But what we're here to tell you is that you have to understand that depending on the type of line you have and the kind of jewelry that you make, it might not be in your best interest to always be making it. It doesn't mean that you're going to stop designing jewelry. You will always be a jewelry designer and or a maker or whatever you want to call yourself. But if you really want to increase your profits, unless you have a really high-end line, it's going to be hard for you to make a wage that you want to pay yourself. You know, so we're going to talk more about that. We don't want that to turn you off. We just ask you to come in with an open mind, and then you can decide once you hear what we have to tell you.
Be open and listen to. I think it's, you know, especially since we've both been in the business on different sides of it.
Yes.
Seen how it can work, and that designers are still designing.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you should be spending your time on is product development and not making and shipping orders. Right. Because that's a CEO mindset. That is like working on product development, creative vision, branding. And that is exactly how I've set up my new business. Like all I do is work on the main work that I do is engaging with clients and, you know, starting projects with them, designing for them. And then I work with my contractors to have the pieces made beautifully. And I have an assistant who helps me with that. But that's what I do. It's like all revenue generation and creative vision. That's all I do. And so it's really worked for me. And, you know, I've never made this much money in my life before. And that's not to brag or anything, but it's to show you that when you think of yourself as a CEO and as an entrepreneur and a business person rather than a maker, the potential for so much else to open up in your life and to be paid gorgeously and amazingly for all the hard work that you put in, I would say is a much better trade-off than feeling like a failure all the time. Because I can say this because this is how I used to feel. And like I was a loser because I could hardly pay my bills every month and my rent check would come and I was like, how am I going to scramble? Like, what am I going to do to pay it?
And it's kind of also like you're spinning your wheels.
Yeah.
Where you haven't, you know, one of the things that I see in businesses is that if there's not processes and systems in place, then it's almost like you're flying by the seat of your pants.
Right.
And you're trying to remember, and it's always your own. It's like, oh gosh, I have to do it because by the time I sit there and explain it and train somebody, it's just not going to be worth my time.
Right.
So we're not going to, you know, give you a false scenario of the fact that you actually have to put the processes in place, and it does take time.
Yeah, it's not an overnight Band-Aid fix.
No, but it's amazing when it's there and it happens, and all you have to do from year to year is like tweak it.
Yep.
It's so fun.
It's so fun. But I also want to reiterate, like, I've had 2 jewelry businesses now. So one that I did not set up the right way that failed, and one that I did that is booming. I don't have any debt. It's completely skyrocketing profitable. I have great margins, and my clients are really happy with the work that I do with them. And so I think that, like, ultimately is what most designers would want, right? You know, it's like this starving artist myth is really just a myth. It is how you approach your work, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think we have one more question that we've been getting a lot of. Should we move into that, Rob?
Let's do.
And wrap it up, because we don't want to keep you here all day.
So Tracy, I enjoy the intimacy of a small business, and if I don't want to grow my business into a large company, is this course really right for me?
Well, that's another really great question, because I understand, you know, like a lot of people get overwhelmed with the idea of like growing your business into some big thing, like $1 million isn't a goal for you, or 5 million, or maybe even $200,000 isn't a goal. I have no idea what your financial goals are, but what I'm here to say is that we've seen specific case studies of people implementing this kind of stuff into their business. I mean, I've seen it firsthand for myself, and how when you streamline and sort of cut out the stuff that's unnecessary, how you can increase your profitability. So even if you don't want to grow your sales to like X amount of dollars, whatever that X amount big picture dollar amount seems to you, implementing the stuff that we're teaching you will teach you how to have more money in the long run. And I think, Robin, you have a great example, and I know you don't want to say specific names, of a company who didn't increase their sales, but they were profitable.
Years ago, because it really gives you a good example of
benchmarks.
And so last year they brought more. There was more business, and they had more sales. And but what was so exciting, and now they had more sales, but they also were giving a discount to the
right
what they were doing. I'm not a big believer in discounts.
Neither am I.
So what was super exciting, this was 2 years ago, and last year, by end of year, we got to look from side by side that their sales were strong. Their sales were strong, but the profitability was over the top. And that.
Do you know the percentage increase they had?
Oh gosh, I don't know the exact percentage, but it was I mean, I want to say maybe 25%.
Increased profitability over year. Awesome. That's a lot of money.
Well, and the thing that was really beautiful is that the accounts that wanted discounts from the previous year, they didn't end up working with again, and so they weren't giving discounts away. So, you know, it's easier to increase year to year your profitability when you're not discounting your product. And,
right.
So we were all ecstatic, and it just showed them that they could be a strong brand. So it was just so super fun.
Well, I think the best part about that story too is that at the end of the day, like, they have more money to take home or reinvest in their business, whatever their choice is, right?
Absolutely.
Cha-ching! So Robin and I are so excited for Multiply Your Profits. There's going to be links below this video. We want you to check out the course content. We would love to have you. And we know we have I think like 70 plus people already signed up. And we would love for you to join us in this course. So if you're new to us, please come join our community. We have the most awesome designers in the world, and they're all kicking ass and taking names right now. And
Tracy,
yes.
Let's not forget to tell everyone that we're going to have a Q&A call.
Oh yes, a Q&A call. This is posting on Tuesday, so it's going to be Wednesday the 24th. Yes.
Very important.
Wednesday the 24th of April, we'll be on the phone for about an hour answering any questions that you have about your jewelry business, our courses, the community, profits, money, anything you want to ask. We're here to answer.
We'll answer it for you.
Right. So check out the course, and we hope you'll join us. We're super excited. We're starting on May 7th, and we also want to reiterate that we have a full refund policy. And in our last courses, we didn't have any refund requests ever for course content. The only 2 refunds we've ever offered were because 2 people had family emergencies. So we know that what we have is the best material out there for jewelry designers. And we are beyond thrilled to be here as your mentors and leaders of this community. And it's just been an amazing ride over the last year. So we're looking forward to getting to know those of you who are new really soon. Robin, do you have anything else to add?
It's so fun, and I love hearing the stories of the designers we're working with, and just what they're getting out of the courses we provide, and how many of them who've already taken our courses, some of our courses, are signed up, ready to go, and can't wait.
Oh my God, we had a huge number of people sign up who took our Laying the Foundation course right after. We offered them a special sign-up period right after the course, and tons of people. Like, I was shocked at how many people signed up. It was amazing. So
I want to also remind everybody, too, if you haven't seen it, we have a Pinterest.
Yeah, the Pinterest contest will end today, right?
It ends on Tuesday. Yeah.
Well, which is today. Which will be today once this...
Right. It's going to end at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. So you still have time.
Yes. So you can win $100 off the tuition. And our project manager extraordinaire, Pat, will be tracking the winner for the contest. So we'll have details below this video as well. So Robin, this is so fun. Yay.
Come join us. We're going to have an awesome time.
All right. Thanks, everyone. And we hope to see you soon.